Welcome to Buck Don't Know Shit. It is a wonderful, beautiful, beautiful day in Texas. Let's see. Can you see the sky back there? It's kind of bright. I don't know. Anyway, it is very nice. It just feels really nice outside. It's some beautiful weather. Yeah, glad to be home, back first day, another day in the garage. Today we are gonna take all this apart. Maybe not all of it, but so just to backtrack a little bit, I think we talked about, I had the innermost belt, the one that goes to the alternator, which there are 3 belts. So to get to it, I have to take the other 2 off. So I got to get to that belt. This radiator, just kind of wanted to get all this stuff in place and get a look at it. Real easy to take all that out. So I am gonna pull this off, pull the radiator out. I'm gonna pull all that out because I want to get to the timing chain. And the reason why, besides changing that belt, putting the right size belt on, I want to double check that I have the timing set correctly. So I was watching some old videos and I think I said I did it right, and I just want to go double check, right? Make sure my dots are lined up, and I do. So I was watching, well, let me just back up. Well, or go forward. I don't know. Let me start over. So I got what started all this was I got my vacuum advance for my distributor. So I was like, well, I need to set that distributor up, go ahead and get it in the car. I've been kind of worried about my little oil pump rod. It's kind of sitting to the side and getting my distributor down in it. I'm worried that that's going to be an issue. And I've got all this shit in the way, and it's time to put the distributor in. And so I started looking at, well, how do I know how to set it up? I know, like, I can look at video and see which way my vacuum canister was pointing, kind of get it in there that way. But then I was looking at the timing and knowing which one's number 1 cylinder on the distributor cap and yada, 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 going down all these rabbit holes. And I watched a video on Uncle Tony's Garage on getting your engine to fire correctly, first time. And in his video, he's got the timing chain cover off, and he gets it top dead center. And the way mine is set up right now, I believe my exhaust valve is open. That's what he's saying. You really want your intake valve to be open. So I need to roll my cam 180 degrees. Does a little, basically you get like 15 degrees ahead. I guess you want it in position that your timing is a little advanced so that it'll fire off easier. That's what the whole video is like. First engine start, make sure everything's firing off good. I also want to oil my timing chain and stuff a little better. I don't remember oiling it well or greasing it or anything. I know just motor oil goes over it, but there's just some things I want to check out, double check. Before I put all the pulleys and fan back on, I want to get the distributor set so that if I do need to pull the oil pump filter, because you can see through there, and probably get some needle nose pliers and adjust that oil pump rod if I can't get the distributor to sit down on it correctly. I know this is part of working on old cars, is you put stuff together, and that's why I was kind of hesitant on putting the radiator in, but at some point you just got to keep bolting things on. I was waiting on the vacuum canister, and I was kind of like, well, I can get it in later, and I went down this rabbit hole of setting timing and all that stuff, and so I need to get the timing chain back off. Like I said, I have to get to that last belt anyway, so it's just a couple more steps. I think I'll be able to keep the water filler overflow and the compressor on, pretty sure. But I am going to get this radiator off just because it's easier to work on the timing chain and everything kind of through the front of the car. Let's say by tomorrow, I'll have all this put back together and the distributor in, set, and ready to run spark plug wires, and maybe run spark plug wires tomorrow. Oh, that is something I forgot. I was watching a video. I did not put my thermostat in here. So it's the good thing about watching old videos is, you know, and doing this editing is like, I was like, holy shit, I completely forgot to put the thermostat in. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and leave some comments. Tell me how stupid I am or ugly or something, you know, like you could wear a different shirt every now and then, Bucky, or something, you know, like just, yeah, leave a comment. It doesn't have to be nice. You don't have to say anything nice. It'd be nice if you said something nice, but, well, I was right. I did not put the thermostat in here. So now I need to redo this little gasket and put my thermostat on, but that'll be down the road. I have another gasket for that. Basically, I think just need to pull the pulley here and water pump, and then I can get to the timing chain cover. I might, yeah, I gotta pull the damn fuel pump again. That's no big deal, 2 bolts. But I get the water pump off, get the pulley out of the way, and I should be able to get to it easy enough. I did tell y'all that I was new to all this, right? Never rebuilt the engine. Something was telling me, and probably all the videos I watch on all this crap, but I watched one and the guy just mentioned in passing, just said, and I knew this, but it's like, you don't think about this all the time. But I was watching a video and the guy mentioned, you know, your cam position when, it was actually Uncle Tony that said that, when the lower dot, when these 2 dots are lined up in this position, that your exhaust valve is open on your #1 piston. And it got me thinking. I was like, you know, I don't remember ever checking my camshaft position. And I was like, that's odd. And I was like, surely there's something on it that lines up with the gear and when you turn it, but I didn't remember anything. And I watched old videos and I was kind of like, well, so that was kind of what led me to wanting to take this apart. And what I found, you know, I got to looking at it, and this, you know, I put it at top dead center before I took the timing chain off, and this hole is like over here, and I was like, that doesn't look right. Surely that hole means something, and it does. And what I had not done, and this is just for everybody that is like me and haven't done this, but this pin does not come with a new set. So it is very important that you have this pin, because even if you line that hole up with that hole on the camshaft, this will move if this pin is not in here. And apparently mine did, or I did never line it up. This engine would have never started. Yes, I got this pin out of my other gear, put it in here, and now I can properly align this. So yeah, that's I am glad now that I took this apart. I just had a bad feeling that I forgot something in regards to the camshaft, and I did. Got my vacuum advance installed and my Petronix ignition system. I gotta find what I did with my rotors. I bought a new one, but I had the old one too. I think they're up there. Anyway, I'll dig that out in a minute, and I'm pretty much ready to drop this in. So what I've done, the timing, I have everything set up, that torque down. I went top dead center, my piston, and then turned it one more time so that it's on the compression stroke valve. Anyway, the valve's open instead of the exhaust. So the dot on the cam is pointed up. you know, I have tested this out and spun it, and the dots are lined up, stay lined up. So, and then, so you see it's off a little bit. So what Uncle Tony recommended, getting it ready for a first start, is to advance it about 10 to 15 degrees, which is what I have done. You know, put my cover on in place, put my dampener on, and yeah, did a little adjustment there. So that's what I've got set right here. I am about to drop my distributor in and give that a shot. See how that goes, and put my rotor on and kind of, yeah, clamp it down and, you know, kind of move forward here. This has been a project. I did get my new temperature sending unit in. That's an accomplishment. Basically, I'm gonna have to go buy a new gasket, as you see there. I will be buying another gasket kit. The first time I forgot to put my oil slinger in. The gasket material hadn't set up at that point, so, but that was one time taking it on and off. Then I know I said I was gonna put the distributor before I put the cover on, so I can mess with the oil pump rod, make sure it was in place. Well, I put the gasket cover on and then started messing with the distributor, pulled it out. The little clip that's on the rod fell off. The rod came all the way out. And then I was like, well, fuck, I can't trust that it's gonna go back into the oil pump. So off comes the gasket again. So that's fine, we'll do it. I've got this in place, and I wanted to show you. So I have my advance set about 15 degrees. I was fighting this. For some reason, I was thinking number one cylinder on my distributor was this way. Well, got my old distributor cap, and I kept the wires on it. Anyway, you can see on there, well, I don't know if you can see. I can barely see. There it is. There's one right there. One. And that wire, if you trace it, it goes to the number one cylinder, and it is facing that direction. And that's the way my rotor is placing. As soon as I set my rotor in that general direction, this thing slid right in. I'll be able to lock it in place, no problem now. Yeah, so the distributor is set. Long story short, I have not got dick all accomplished today, 3 o'clock. Not really. I mean, I have and I haven't. I really thought I was going to have all this put back together, and I almost was on my way to it. But yeah, this is basically 2 days I've been dicking around pretty much where I started. For some reason my radio's playing while I'm recording. I think this is going to be fast forwarded anyway, so let's get to work. All right. Yeah, pieces going back on the car. It's lots of fun. I had to take a bunch of shit off and put stuff back together. Why? Because basically I didn't have things put together correctly. Yeah.
How do you fill up the gas tank?
You don't know how to fill up the gas tank on your car? What do you mean?
How do I?
You haven't done it? We've gone over this.
Yeah, but I'm scared to do it by myself.
What happened to your car? Why did you have it broke? Like, was your bumper always broke like that?
My bumper? What's wrong with my bumper?
Come look. So Carly, in our morning conversation, so yeah, she just, the other day she told me she almost got in a wreck. It counts as a wreck if you hit somebody.
We died, and both of our cars were like fine enough to drive.
Your car's broken.
No, it's not. It still moves, doesn't it?
Quit cussing. Oh Lord, Carly.
Look, it's just like slightly dented.
that's a pretty big dent.
All 4 wheels are still on my car, so.
You didn't even realize that it was broke.
Yeah, this was like a week ago.
And you never saw that crack in your bumper.
No.
Even though you had gotten a wreck, you didn't get out and like, oh, let me look at it and
Well,
see.
I did. I'm like, it's good enough to me.
So you did get in a wreck, just so we're clear.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. If you hit another car, if you hit another car, that's a wreck.
I think maybe like a smaller
Car that was actually moving and on the street. It's not like you were in a parking lot. Okay, yeah, that's right. So leave a little spacer behind here. I've been here a couple times. Put the old dampener on. All right, I'm just trying to get my power steering behind this bracket. I put this on. I don't think I was filming, but yeah, the last time I did this, I didn't have the hoses on, and I pulled the sway bar, and I was able to stick it up underneath there. But with the hoses on, sway bar in place, gotta move the bracket out of the way. So I mentioned before that I had tried a 41 7/8 belt. It's the first one. It was too short. Then I tried a 44 3/8. That was the only other size O'Reilly's had that day. And that was a little too long. And so I found a 43" here at Napa. Got that ordered. And that looks like, see how much adjustment that leaves me on my alternator. Oh yeah, that's gonna leave me a good amount of adjustment. That was the problem last time. I was all the way run out with a 44" belt. It was run all the way to the end. I'm able to get it taut enough to keep it away from this water pump. Okay, so that did it. I got a light on my head here. Try to see. So there is clearance now. So that is all we needed was a 43" belt. I mean, you can see it is close still, but I wasn't able to tighten that 44" belt enough to get the slack out of it. So yeah, getting the right size belt. Still got plenty of play on my alternator both ways. So 43" belt, guys. That is what you need. All right, the fan's on. I'm gonna stick the radiator in next. Gonna get this clamp down there. I had to clean an old one, but get that on, get the radiator in, and condenser. And like I said, we will be back to where we were before and ready to move on to the next thing, which I don't know what that is yet, but the next thing. Foosball in the garage. I'm so impressed with myself. Oh, come on, Texas. Mississippi State. Anyway, what I have done today, today feels so much better than yesterday. I will start with that. I have gotten a lot accomplished. All my front bracketry, fans, belts right size, radiator hoses, transmission lines, all clamped down in place, ready for fluids. And yeah, like I said, fan is on. Seems, yeah, I guess that's where it rides, right? It's good. I got a, what do they call it? Thermal clutch, I guess, on this one. So we'll see how that works. Yeah, all my belts are tight, they fit, they're not hitting anything. Yeah, one I was worried about with the radiator hose, it misses. It's got a good 1/4 inch clearance. So I'm done for the day, I think. I'm going to clean up this mess. It's like I have finished this job and everything I have out is kind of pertaining to this job. So I think tomorrow morning early get out and clean everything up. Could do that today, but good football game on, beer to be drank, pretty day, beautiful day. It's 4, so I've been out here, got to O'Reilly's at 9, got the new gasket kit, the 3rd gasket kit for this timing chain cover, and the last for a while anyway. But wow, what am I gonna do tomorrow? I think I forgot I spray painted some of that. I think I need to get this wiring harness back in place. There's this side over here. I have to change the ends and figure out how I'm going to go through the firewall with it. I'm still going to use a plug. I have a few different kinds I've bought. It's going to be a little project. I might have to cut to get it to fit right because I want it secure and I want a plug going through the firewall. I don't want to just run wires through it. So, the way it was. This side, I think I'm going to be able to reuse the old plug. It wasn't in bad shape, but that side was trashed. Everything was corroded. Rubber fell apart. None of the copper inside was good. It was really, really bad. And then we can do the brake lines, get them, the booster and master cylinder reinstalled, the front brake lines reinstalled. Really start getting down to the nitty gritty of this electrical. Solenoids, hook up starter, hook up alternator, go ahead and get my battery. I need to figure out this old tray, bolt it down, see if I can find a clamp that will work for it. So that's it. I think I'm going to do some wiring tomorrow. This really, really, really makes me happy to see the car like this. It looks like it's not that far away from being driven. So you like pull out and see that and that. But yeah, won't be long. We'll get it done.